My name is Baugh. I am a sculptor and a furniture maker. I first fell in love with furniture making whilst I was at Baugh College after the first semester, and sculpture has been in the last 2 or 3 years. One of my main inspiration comes from trees. I love trees before they grow their afros. When you can see the skeleton, the movement of the branches is fascinating, especially at night time. The other thing that I draw from is whilst I'm out running and just taking in everything, the plants, the colours, reflections, the different shades of green during the summer. Well, I think of late, one of the main things that makes my work stand out is the use of colour. My work is based on a lot of forms. These forms come to me in different aspects of day-to-day lives. It could be, if I'm at the beach, pebbles, just the shape of hills, shape of trees, the shape of many different things. Technology is going to affect all of us in one form or the other. And in the crafts, it's definitely a plus. I mean, I use CNC machines in order to create some of the forms. I'm not saying you cannot create these forms, but it would just take so much longer if you did it by hand. And eventually, I think every workshop will have the use of one if you so want. Like a lot of creatives, we have a knowing, and a knowing in the sense that we're doing something that it might not be right today or tomorrow, but we carry on because we know that's the right thing for us to do. When I heard this from Jay-Z, I thought, wow, that sums up me to the T. And I mean that in the sense that at the start of a project, when you start making something or explaining to somebody what you're trying to achieve, so they look at the sculpture and they don't really understand what it is till much later on, but you've got to know what you're after, what you're trying to achieve. And later on, they'll then say, oh, okay, I understand. Success, for me personally, I'd have to say it's been having my work in museums. Not necessarily a financial reward, it's just that knowing and growing up with museums, the importance of passing on that knowledge to the next generations. And I think museums are like libraries. You know, you go and take a book out to research or to understand. Museums exactly the same. As a black creative, we're faced with many challenges. I personally came across a situation where I'd got on a course with an established institution. I didn't send in a photograph, so what they did was to then go on my Instagram account and take the first black face as I read it, which happened to be Paul Trouble Anderson when he had passed away. They didn't even have the courtesy to read the caption with it, rest in peace. Every so often we're given opportunities to indulge in our passions. And in the last couple of years, through being restricted, I was given and I took this opportunity to indulge in designing and thinking about what I wanted to do once we came out of lockdown. So to me, this is a very productive period. I designed several collections, and I struggled afterwards when we did go back to near normal of designing with artificial light, because the light was such a wonderful, to me that summer the light was amazing, spoiled me rotten. If I had to give advice to a younger version of me, I would say be more in their face, take no prisoners, really chase what you want, don't take no as an answer. I do draw from my culture when designing, where I want to take my work more and more towards indigenous art of Africa. I find these quite fascinating. This is really coming out in my wood carvings, the textures, patterns, it's all there, each stroke, and I find it so calming. I see the future as being very bright. My work, I think, will go to the next level, so I've got a very good feeling for the future.